My
I
background is made by AI. I'm sorry. Don't lynch us. We're not that good at art, and we don't have enough money to pay an actual artist. So
yeah, honestly,
maybe down the line, if you support us, then we will support a local artist, and they can draw something up for us, and we'll pay them.
our
How about that?
our DMs are also open.
Exactly. Yeah. If you want to be paid in exposure, we do that as well. Our exposure is probably about 5 people who randomly will scroll across us. So take that as you will.
You know, so I don't know if I'm gonna like start off by I'm probably gonna create like a whole new channel for this, but I'm also probably gonna cross upload on my channel as well. And
I think it's smart.
something I'm testing out. I don't know when this is gonna go live. I think I'm gonna probably start uploading these podcasts now that we have multiple episodes ready to go. So I'll probably release the first one like within the next 7 days. This one within the next week after that. But I am doing like this video where I am seeing how many views something that I make can get versus what something that I put on my channel that's made with AI can get. It's actually very interesting with what has already happened within the first week alone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so hang on. So you're doing double uploads of the same thing, right? One is done by you and then the other one's done by AI. Is that what you're saying?
One is essentially, so I mean, it's still done by me, but like, this is gonna tell everybody exactly where we're at in time, and I don't even care because whatever. So obviously, like my Jaws content, that is like fully me. Mm-hmm. And then I'm also uploading like Reddit stories that are made by AI. I'm still the one. It's like, you know, those doom scrolling things where they're playing like Subway Surfers and other shit like that on like TikTok.
Oh, those kinds of videos.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, just to give everyone like a hint, the non-AI content is winning. But
hey, there you go.
It could also be because it's technically Jaws season.
That's true. I think it's actually be an interesting case study. Yeah. Almost. This is funny. Because there was another guy who did something like this, that I saw. I saw an article of a guy who entered, it was a photo competition, but the category that he did was, AI generated images, and he won with his actual photo. His was a photo of a flamingo, but it was like curled up, so it looked like it was just like a ball, like a flamingo ball.
Yeah.
And it looked AI generated, but it was an actual photo. He ended up actually getting disqualified from the competition because it wasn't AI, but he said that in the end it was a big win because he got the results that he wanted. The human based art won against the artificial. So
yeah.
I was like, that's actually kind of funny. But are you recording right now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've been recording ever since I wasn't. I actually thought of a fun little segment that we could start. Our pop culture pickups for if we have anything that we've purchased since the last podcast that we want to show off.
Well, you're gonna be getting old pop culture pickups.
That works.
I got a lot. We're gonna do that. I don't go out and I don't spend I don't spend a lot of money recently, but I got a lot of little knickknacks that I could absolutely show off.
Drake, do you wanna find something real quick? I can go first if you want me to.
I got one right now, actually. Hang on, let me grab it.
Yeah. If you go first then.
Okay. Here, hang on.
Yeah.
So, I believe I can't remember if this was special ordered or if we got this at the theaters, but I'm going to show it to you and you're going to know exactly when we got this. Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh.
It's a little ghost face drink cup.
Yeah.
From when they did the reboot for because they did 2 of them. My bad. This is when they did the first one.
Oh,
the first remake reboot. Me and Alexia got this. I'm trying to remember if we got this from the theater or I think Alexia actually ordered these online from maybe Ice 9 Kills. I'm gonna look this up but I distinctly feel like I remember seeing these come in through the mail.
Yeah.
For some reason. And the only time we would get something like this is through the band Ice Nine Kills. For anyone who is not aware of who they are a modern metalcore band that recently got I say recently, but 2018, 2019 is when they really started popping off, and they started doing horror related music. I feel like I've shown you Ice Nine before.
I'm familiar with them.
Necessarily your cup of tea, but yeah. I don't know if are we doing one an episode, or
I have two things to show off because one thing is a story.
Go ahead and do another one, and then I'll do another one, and then you can do another one.
Okay.
We'll do it like that.
Before I do that, I've decided I'm going to kill myself this episode and punish myself. Anyone who knows me knows this is not something that I'm going to enjoy, but I thought I already spent the money on it. I drank one and I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this, but today I'm enjoying some Mountain Dew.
Oh shit, wait. Oh, is that the hard?
Yeah. Should I start with a regular or a Baja?
Do a Baja.
First, I got two of them. I'm drinking two of them this video.
You want to see a glutton for punishment? I didn't finish it. I'm not going to finish it. But this was my drink of choice recently. Beatbox Green Apple. I will tell you, if you want to get fucked up, Beatbox is the way to go. I drank some at a festival one time. It took two of them, and I was sloshed, dude. It was rough. So,
that was disgusting.
Is that your pop culture
that was not my pop culture pickup. So I don't know if I've told you this story. I might have texted you it, or I might have told you about it. Recently, I went to Walmart. Walmarts have started to get like a horror section in the movie section, like a horror item section.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm going to preface this with, I've never been carded for this kind of item, nor do I think I'm ever going to be carded for this kind of item again.
Oh, no.
A Jaws cup from Walmart, a $7 Jaws cup. I had to show my ID to purchase this.
Why?
I have no idea. I brought it up to the front. And the guy and I are like, I've never seen this before. And we're thinking it's just a glitch.
And he carded you for it.
Yeah, it was required to. He was underage, so he didn't want to get in trouble.
What? What's he gonna get in trouble for? I mean, what? Because it's a horror movie? I put in quote. I understand Jaws is like a horror movie.
It's also rated PG.
Exactly. It's not rated R though.
It has boobs in it though.
Oh my god. And so does another movie. That's bizarre that you're getting carded for that. That makes absolutely zero sense. I didn't even get carded for my beatbox.
Are you that old now?
Apparently. I had it ready too. I had my wallet in my hand and I had the card. I was getting ready for it. They scanned it. They're like, all right, that's gonna be like $3.50. I was like, okay, I guess.
Mood.
That was rough.
But that was my Jaws cup.
That's beautiful. Look at us. We got cup for cup.
I know. That actually works perfectly.
It's actually really funny. All right. So my next pick, I'm actually staring at it, and this is perfect for what I was mentioning earlier. So hang on.
Yeah. I'll entertain. Noises. This is terrible. This is absolute garbage.
Is it really? I mean, it makes sense, honestly, if I'm being honest. I think the only way to properly drink Mountain Dew with alcohol is if you mix it. So you got to get like an actual bottle of Mountain Dew and then like an actual drink. And
oh, that's what it tastes like to me.
Is it really? What drink is it with? Because Mountain Dew was made for moonshine and whiskey. So if it's vodka or something, like
it tastes like vodka.
It might be vodka then.
I don't even know what's in it.
Vodka is supposed to be drank straight with a beat.
Yeah, I don't even see what it's malt beverage with natural flavors.
Hashtag support Ukraine, not Russia. Sorry, I didn't mean to get political there. Anyways, so my next pick, I was looking up at it. You're gonna find if we actually do keep up with this, you're gonna discover that I am a huge Ice Nine Kills fan, by the way.
You're gonna get pestered. This is not ending. This show will continue. I will ask you weekly.
You're gonna get to see a bunch of Ice Nine Kills memorabilia. And I'll have to do my research of the other one because I'm not sure. However, this one is Ice Nine Kills. What this is they did a song called Assault and Battery, which is their song based off of Chucky. And he dresses up as a version of Chucky named Spency. That's what this is. You get to see him dressed up like it on the back here.
Yeah.
And they did a limited run of plushies that me and my girlfriend were able to cop. You can kind of see it. He did sign it as well, which was really cool. And we both have our own little Spency dolls. Unfortunately, he's going to be getting the Stinky Pete method, and it will be remaining in the box. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. But he's up on my wall over here. I get to look at him in all of his glory.
That is the same situation for something I'm probably going to show if we record one like next week. Because my girlfriend wants to open it so bad. But I'm like, no, it's staying in the box.
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm gonna have to bust out the vinyl at some point. I got a nice little vast collection of good vinyl. I'm gonna put them back on the wall real quick.
Something while you're up there. Something I think we should show off some point. I don't know if you still have it or not. If you still have the Horrors of Spider Island poster.
I think I do. It's the reason why I make that face is because I would not have gotten rid of that. You know where I think it is? Because I didn't have room to take it with me after we had our nasty breakup. All of those posters and stuff are at my mom's. And so I think it's still framed at my mom's house in the garage. So I'll have to take a look.
Oh, that's beautiful. If it is.
See if it's there. If she didn't throw it away, she might have been like, "He forgot about these." But you spent a chunk of change on that thing, didn't you? Right?
That thing I think it was like $40.
Yeah, which is a lot for a poster.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a poster. I think I'm trying to look at the ones I have behind me here. I think maybe the most I spent was like maybe 20. I think maybe these guys, like, so there's this one, and this one were maybe like $30. That's a whole story on its own. I could get on about. But I'll let you do your. We can save that for another time. But I'll let you do your thing.
There's a store nearby, an antique store that had original, like, first run promotional Jaws 2 and Jaws the Revenge posters that were both hundreds of dollars each.
Oh my god.
And segueing, everyone's going to know from my channel, it's a Jaws month. A little story. Yesterday, my girlfriend and I went to a bookstore. As a joke, I said, you know what? I'm going to find the Jaws 2 book. And lo and behold, I need to turn off my blurry thing. But pristine, sealed copy of Jaws 2 the book.
Oh my god. How much was it?
$8.
That's actually not bad.
It's a win. And it's
a massive win.
And the fun thing about this, it's actually based off of the original screenplay for Jaws 2, not what the actual Jaws 2 ended up being after they switched directors. But
the more you know.
Yeah, it was just a fun little thing. I wasn't actually thinking I was going to find it. Now I'm on the hunt for Jaws the Revenge, the book.
Did they make a book for how many movies did they make a book?
They made a book for 1, 2, and 4.
Okay. So my question.
Yeah.
For 1 and 4, did they write the books before or after the movies were released?
The books for all the books came out before the movies that were actually released.
Really? Okay.
For the first Jaws, the producers of the movie actually got like an early pressing of the book, and they ended up buying the rights to it before the book even took off.
For the first one, really?
Yeah, for the first one. Yeah.
How did they even know that it was even a thing if the book didn't even come out? Imagine releasing a book and before it even, that's insane to think about. Is like you came up with a premise for a book and before it's even released, someone's already making a movie about it. That's insane.
I think it's crazy because of our generation. I think books nowadays, if it's a big book, it comes after the fact. But I think, probably back then, they were sending out early copies of books to be picked up by movie producers.
That makes a lot of sense because I looking at different movies and stuff,
Hitchcock,
things like that.
Psycho.
A lot of movies are based off of books. It's crazy. Like, and I even thought about like I would love to write a book and almost like really try to pivot towards it as a way to as like pitching a movie idea.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many ones I didn't even think about. Like, I think I saw a thing that said like Shrek was based off of a book one time. Like, not even just like the fairy tale books that it's based on, but like Shrek itself, the premise of Shrek. I could be wrong, but I want to say it was based off of a book.
So bad. So bad.
But it's crazy the movies that are based off books. And then as we obviously already know, all those classic monster movies are based off of books too. I mean, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is a classic, and Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I wonder if that's if that has anything to do with the main topic for today.
I was trying to casually segue into it. Leave me alone. Hang on, let me work my magic here. Hang on. You just fucked it up.
Classic Ben.
I had an idea. You were talking about books. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna segue real quick. Anyways, let me reset. Anyways, yeah, like Bram Stoker's Dracula was, a classic book. I mean, it was so synonymous that movies were coming out of it before even the Dracula movie came out. The movie Nosferatu. I can't even take myself seriously anymore. The movie Nosferatu, the classic one, was a ripoff of the Bram Stoker's Dracula book.
Which,
and it's
the funny part about that is that the Nosferatu came out before Dracula.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
It's like the Bram Stoker's Dracula came out, or no, Nosferatu. When did that come out?
1922.
1922, and then Dracula came out in 1931. And
Dracula began.
Yeah, dude,
sinking his teeth in your neck.
I actually thought about making a AI cover for that song. Like a cover,
I'm happy you knew what I was referring to.
Image cover.
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing Club Frankenstein. I thought literally today, as I was using the restroom, I was like, because I started making like Halloween based like images for myself, and I was like, dude, I could totally make like a Club Frankenstein.
I think you should do it. I think that would be fun. I think that's a good use for it. Because I don't know, what style would you do it in? Like cartoony or?
I really started liking the. I love those dark fantasy AI images that you get on TikTok, and so I might do one in that style. Like, did I sent you the one I made of Earl, right?
Yeah,
I did that one. That style was dark fantasy, and so I figured I could make it look whimsical with like the prompt, because it's very kid-like, but I do like a more detailed illustrated image versus like a simplified one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and if it was simplified, I think I would just make it myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I could do, which I actually have been playing around with the idea of, is like drawing up a simplified version as like a template and then running that through AI to make it more detailed.
That would be a good use.
I think it's, and there's still a human element to it.
Yeah.
And because I'm not that creative to be making those dark fantasy images on my own. Like there's no fucking way. I could lock in and maybe get the skill to be able to do 1 in 10 years. But as where I am right now, fuck no. And I'm unfortunately, I'm not patient enough.
Mood.
But yeah, it's making me think. It's really funny that the original Nosferatu, going back to Nosferatu, essentially, and because we watched that original one that came out in 1922, and honestly, I think we oddly enough did that in 2022. It was close to that time period.
I think that
maybe not 2020. No, not 2022.
Not 2019.
2019 probably, and then it's like we did that, and then a little after 100 years after that, they came out with if you think about it, the remake. And I know that's not the first Nosferatu remake to come out,
Yeah.
but I know it was a really big release,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And by the way, folks, a little behind the scenes. That was what I was trying to segue into. Me and Ben figured that our topic of the day would be Robert Edgar's Nosferatu, 2024.
Christmas Day
The name of the day.
2024.
That's crazy. That is a crazy movie to release in Christmas.
Santa does stuff to me,
insane.
Mrs. Claus, she does things.
Stop. Cut. Crazy. That was crazy. So Ben, you watched that a while ago though, didn't you? It took me till literally today to finish watching it. And
I started it a while ago. Okay. Yeah, I actually okay, so I had to just look up a synopsis of the ending because I'm at the point where if it's a 3-hour movie, unless we're talking about like Oppenheimer, I need to not be watching that long of a movie in one sitting.
Yeah. Well, this was like 2 hours, like a little over 2, I think is what it was, right?
It was like 2.5.
Which, to be fair, that's still a long movie.
Yeah.
This is a very long movie. And I think maybe the reason why I was able to kind of sit through is because I was doing other things for 8 hours. Probably not the setting you're supposed to be watching a movie, especially a movie like that. But yeah, let's get into our opinions about it. You just want to give your initial thoughts on it? We can start with that.
I might double dip into both the 1922 and the 2024.
That's totally fine. I think that's important,
because I've actually went back and watched the 1922 after we attempted it, and I mean, guys, keep an eye out for a video. I think we might be recording, I don't know if you remembered or not, but we might be recording a video after this of reacting to some old videos, if you're still down. Okay. Yeah, and guys, go check out Dread Movie Reviews. I know I'm going to be making some of those videos public on my own channel, but check those out. I think a lot of the opinions are still up to date, but we watched the 1922 Nosferatu. We got bored. Drake fell asleep, I'm pretty sure, halfway through. And then I think we went out and went to Zia Records right after. Shout out Zia Records.
About accurate to how time together was, honestly.
But the 2024 film, it was obviously Nosferatu, the creature itself, isn't as iconic looking as Orlok, played by Max Schreck in 1922. And to me, honestly, like, I appreciate what they did, especially when you get Bill Skarsgård to do something like that, which originally Bill Skarsgård was actually cast to play Thomas and not Nosferatu.
Oh my, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense.
But he did a great job. I wish he was a little bit closer. I kind of like Max Schreck's Nosferatu character look, but I also do kind of like the old lord. Like, he looked like he was the lord of a manor, which I appreciated that. And I also like the fact that they kind of threw like nods to the original 1922 movie. Like, at one point they did like the shot of him walking in his shadow.
I have a lot of praise I'm going to be giving in regards to that. I'm going to let you finish, but I have a lot that I get.
I'll get my 3 thoughts
that I wanted to reference. Anyways, go ahead.
And which it's because I know you sent me a message halfway through that, like Nicholas Hoult, him playing Thomas, and he had played Renfield. It's actually funny because in Nosferatu, Thomas isn't based off of Renfield. The guy who sends Renfield is actually based off of Renfield.
Really?
Yeah, that's who Renfield is based off of. Like, for the original 1922, which they took inspiration from, the guy who sends Renfield is the guy who eats the rats and the bugs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The more you know.
But will I be watching it again? Probably, so I can actually watch it all the way through with zero distractions. I probably should have reattempted it today, but I am me, and so
that's totally fine. I watched it distracted as well.
But I don't have really that much to say about it. It was good for what I saw. Lily Rose Depp, I think, did an okay job. John Lennon did a great job, if you ask me.
Oh my god!
Little Nowhere Boy reference.
What you're talking about?
Aaron Taylor Johnson, right? That's his name, I think.
Oh my god! I thought you were talking about one of the characters having the fucking glasses.
No, I was talking about Aaron Taylor Johnson.
You're right. Oh my god, you're right.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah.
But
crazy.
Let's see, for some easy padding, Drake, if you want to give your thoughts, get that link.
If I do.
All right.
So I have a little bit of even though I was a little distracted while I was watching, I do have a better more freshness in my brain in regards to the movie. And I will tell you, probably this weekend, if I have time. I do have some work over the weekend, but I want to carve out time to actually sit down and watch it. I want to say that I thought it was great. I thought it was one of my biggest things about it is that it fixed a lot of problems that I have with these remakes of classic horror movies. That being, and I unfortunately, I know the movie is great, but I do credit this issue, and I do call it an issue, with the 1999 Mummy movie. That's when it came out, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And that is the fact that a lot of these classic monster movies, when they are remade, are turned more into action movies than horror movies. I think is my biggest issue with these. I know there was a string of Van Helsing movies that came out in the early 2000s as well, with Dracula and Frankenstein, that also pivoted more towards an action-based fantasy world versus a gothic horror world, if that makes sense. And so I've been very turned off and very weary of remakes of classic horror monster movies. Robert Edgar, I think at this point, should be the one taking the pillar of remaking all the Universal monster movies. He made it an actual horror movie, and absolutely killed it with the gothic, bringing that gothic element of those classic movies into the modern age. And I do understand that Nosferatu is not a Universal monster. However, because of what it is, of it being a knockoff of Dracula, all I could see was it being a Dracula movie.
He is now.
But yes. But here are a few things. And this is the one differentiating factor between Count Orlok and Dracula. And I think this is another reason why I liked it. So when I think of Dracula, I think of Bela Lugosi, the very suave, sophisticated Dracula, right?
Yeah.
And I think having that, and for me, it's very hard to make that into a monster unless you deform him into his monster element. Like, a lot of times you get to see him turn into almost like bat-like. But when that happens, I don't see Dracula anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And that's an issue that I always had with Dracula remakes, is like, how do you make it scary without him being a monster type of thing, blah, blah, blah. Nosferatu, however, is a creature. He is a creature. He's been that way since day one. And so you bring that monster into reality, there's not a lot differentiating Dracula and Nosferatu. The deciding factor for me is one is human-esque and one is a creature. Nosferatu is a creature. And I think that was very well portrayed in this movie. I will agree with Ben that I think the original Nosferatu look was a lot better. I liked the, no hair, just like this skin kind of creature look. But there are two things that I really like about how they portrayed Nosferatu, or Count Orlok, I should say, I'm sorry, in this movie. And that is, one, they never really gave you a full view of him there was maybe like a handful of times that they did, and but for the most part, especially in the beginning, he was very mysterious. You didn't really get to see him, and I thought that was a really smart element. I know Ben talked about in his Jaws um recap that
Oh,
he
we
was talking
watched it.
about I did, yeah,
Yeah, I know. I
absolutely.
saw your comment.
He talked about how the mysterious of like not showing the creature was something that really started with the Jaws movie, and now for Jaws it was unintentional, but it worked. And I think a lot of times, especially recently, a lot of movies are starting to kind of pivot away towards that as well, and it doesn't work. I think keeping that mysterious element is what is important, and they captured that. Another thing is that they definitely still paid homage to Count Orlok, and one of the things that I thought was very important, and I know Ben mentioned it, and I said I was going to mention it as well, so here's me mentioning it, is the hands. His hands were so prominent in this movie, and it was such a smart take because every time you see the original Count Orlok, his hands are always there.
Yeah.
And I think it was so important for them to highlight that, to show like that's an element of his character. And Count Orlok, the original, there's not, if you, I mean, genuinely, if you think about it, if you really piece him for what he is, there's not a lot of character in him. It's a
Yeah.
silent film. It's a rip-off silent film to start off as well.
Yep.
But Robert Edgar was able to take those elements that made Count Orlok unique and really highlighted it. And I thought that was super well done. I thought it was amazing. I will say, they did really highlight elements of like Count Orlok almost being Freddy Krueger-esque and like being in their dreams, their nightmare and stuff. I think a lot of those nightmare elements made the movie a little confusing sometimes. I will give it that. But I mean, if you've seen other Robert Edgar films, that's kind of his style.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's his style though doesn't mean that I necessarily am just going to accept it though. I really do wish that there was more of a pathway that was easier to kind of understand what was happening. Outside of that, I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, there was slow parts, but overall, I think the pacing was done very well as well. And as you mentioned earlier, Bill Skarsgård, fantastic. I'm going to even credit, if he keeps taking films like this, he is going to be a character in Hollywood that has been missing for 100 years, and that is Lon Chaney. And what I mean by that is that Lon Chaney was the last real actor to really take on makeup heavy roles. Like, I mean, obviously we've had actors who do like makeup roles and stuff like that, but that's not what they're known for. And now we're getting Bill Skarsgård, obviously Pennywise. That was the first one to take off, and now he did Count Orlok, and he fucking killed it. And if he keeps doing these, like, and I know he's not doing the makeup, like Lon Chaney was known for doing his own makeup, and I know that Bill Skarsgård is not doing it, but he could still put himself in that position as that guy. And I think he could absolutely do it. He would kill it. And I want to see it. Give it to me.
One quick note with Bill Skarsgård. If anyone is listening to this and you want us to watch the show Welcome to Derry when that comes out, so we can talk about Bill Skarsgård some more playing Pennywise in an It prequel, let us know. Are you familiar with Welcome to Derry?
I'm not. I mean, I get. Is that a prequel series?
Yeah, it's going to be a prequel to the 2017 It series, and it's coming out soon.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be totally down to watch it.
Unless it's an absolute failure, then well, we may still watch it. Who knows?
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult.
Yes, let's talk about him.
He's been around for a while, but he's
great. Has he really?
Oh yeah, he's been like some of the X-Men movies.
Really? Like we're talking like the 2000 X-Men movies?
I know, maybe not 2000. I think it was like the early 2000s. He was in the movie Warm Bodies. I don't know if you remember that one.
He was the zombie. I totally forgot it. I didn't even register that was him.
Yeah, and then he was kind of like the X-Men Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, like the mid 2010s X-Men serials. So not not like the old ones, but he's been around for probably 10 years. I don't think he's really been in prominent stuff until recently.
Yeah.
But I think he's great. I love seeing him in everything he's in, especially can't wait for Superman.
I see. I think I remember you mentioning. Yeah, you mentioned that. I didn't realize that that was his. That was a role for him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think of him when I think of Lex Luthor. I definitely think of Lex Luthor as more of a, rugged bald man in his 40s, not a man who could probably pass. I mean, he could be somewhere in his 30s or something like that, but he definitely passes for, early 20s
Yeah.
to say. So I don't really get that from him, but I will be hopeful about it. Because I mean, we went over the films that we saw him in, and I really think that his run with The Menu and Renfield were really kind of what started getting people to eye him for things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously he's not a household name yet. And I say yet because I do believe that he does have the potential to do it.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that Nosferatu was definitely a perk in his a jewel, a gem in his reservoir. I think he did very well in it, and yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say about it. I think the casting in general is really good. I totally forgot that Willem Dafoe was in it as well, and whenever he came in, I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And then he started talking. I'm like, "That's him."
It's not his first run-in with Nosferatu.
No, is it really?
He actually played. I don't know if it was Nosferatu or he played Dracula, but he played the Count at one point in I think 2000. Really? Yeah, let's look this up. Let's see, Willem Dafoe.
Well,
it's not in like a big one, but why is he credited in? Why is Willem Dafoe credited in The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Maybe he. Wait, is he?
No, he's not.
Hey, maybe he made like an appearance, but I'm like, well, no, because that was Andrew Garfield.
Garfield era. Yeah, which movie? He's been in so many movies that it's like which.
He's having a bit of a renaissance recently. I've noticed as well.
Yeah,
like he was in the Beetlejuice sequel, which I totally forgot about as well. But he did very good in that as. I know he's going to be in the Phoenician Scheme. He has a very long working relationship with Wes Anderson, which, by the way, The Grand Budapest Hotel is one of the greatest comedy films I have ever watched, by the way. And I'm not trying to be a pretentious asshole because I know people who enjoy Wes Anderson are kind of known for being movie snobs. But The Grand Budapest Hotel is amazing. We're not talking about that movie, but I just want to throw that out there.
Who knows? We could. This doesn't have to be a horror channel. Hey, if anybody has, Shadow of the Vampire 2000. That's the movie.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, we love vampire movies. We love horror movies. That's our preference. If anyone's watching,
is Orlok? He did play Orlok.
Yeah.
Wait, he played Max. So this is.
Yes, it's like a biopic. Yeah, about the making.
I wonder if that had something to do with his casting choice. I know he did do Robert Edgar movies. I mean, very famously did The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson. So I mean, but that is hilarious. And he was almost like, it was weird because it was almost like he was Van Helsing a little bit in this movie.
Yeah,
which I thought was kind of interesting. I remember thinking. I was like, which by the way, that's another thing I'm going to credit as well, is I loved his take on the Van Helsing character. I'm putting in quotes because I know his name wasn't Van Helsing in it, but that was the role he was portraying. And what I mean by that is like Van Helsing is known as Billy Badass Monster Hunter. And that is another thing that I think really struggles with keeping horror movies horror and not making them action, especially with these monster movies. And their depiction of the Van Helsing character, I understand, people, thank you. is he wasn't like a monster hunter, but he was more of a philosopher of the occult. And I thought that was a very smart way of doing it. He was an older gentleman, which I think also really helped with it. And he was knowledgeable of how to defeat it, but he wasn't like going out there hunting them.
Yeah.
And I think that is um very good. And I think that's also like another reason, like those types of monster hunter characters, I think that's the way to do it. Like the Warrens, they're ghost hunters, but they're not out here going in Ghostbuster style. They're going in with more of a philosophical,
A
knowledgeable
fraudulent
thought.
outlook.
Exactly. Take on it. And I think that really helps with keeping the horror. So,
Oh
I
man,
give them points for that as well.
the Warrens, man, that's
Their last movie's coming out this year.
yeah, the final Conjuring movie. That's gonna
That's
be
yeah. I'm really hoping that they can
bounce back.
pull it off. Yeah, because I don't know if we watched it together, did we? The last one, but
I
I
think
know we didn't have the best thoughts on it.
that one. I think I did that Dread movie review with Tyler.
That might be accurate. I know we had the same thoughts on it.
Kind of
We'd
icky.
rather get we'd rather get 10 movies of Lane or Laura and Laura. Oh my God, what's her name?
Lorraine.
Lorraine and Ed. We'd rather get 10 movies of them just hearing of a ghost going to a house and exorcising the demon. Just like really just, it's what I imagine like people who enjoy the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
What they enjoy. They're like, I just want cars and guns. Like, I just want ghost house. That's all I want. And the fact that they pivoted away from the ghost house in the third one and went more witch, I was not a fan of. And don't get me wrong, I do enjoy a nice witch occult theme to things. But I think they really missed the mark by not focusing on the actual ghost story that the story was based on. Thing. And I do understand that they were really like wanting to go more based on the trial of it versus the actual story behind it. However, I think they could still have done it where it's like, picture it this way, right? Where they're going like they really focus more on the trial. And so they're going through it, and it would be more of think of it as like what happens in the movie is Ed and or Lorraine giving their testimony, right? So they're on the stand telling their story, and while they're telling their story, that's what we see on the screen. I think that would have been significantly better than what we ended up getting. We don't have to go too much into that. I mean, overall, it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but
it was a COVID movie.
Exactly. It's not what I want. It's not my Conjuring. You know? It's not my hashtag. Not my Conjuring.
I mean, when you get something like the Annabelle movie that had McKenna Grace in it, which was phenomenal. And
did I watch that?
Yeah, we loved it.
Okay.
That
so many movies.
That was the movie where I'm like, this girl, she's gonna be big.
Okay. Oh yeah, because she was when their daughter was aged up a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
she played Judy. Yeah.
Okay, I remember because we were watching it, and I was like, that was like one of the first movies from that franchise that wasn't based off of like an actual event, essentially. Yeah. So that makes sense.
Yeah, we watched that one in with the projector on the kitchen wall.
Yep. Oh my God, that's crazy to think about. Did you end up watching The Nun 2?
Yes. Yeah, I saw that one in theaters.
Okay, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to take a look at it, and then we can maybe
I'll rewatch it.
We could pin that for when the last rite comes out. We could maybe go on like a deep dive.
Yes.
I think it would be very, very well done. Did you know that she's making music?
McKenna Grace?
No.
Vera Farmiga.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've heard about it.
It's not bad. I mean, I heard their first single I thought was really well. I did listen to their album as a whole, and it's more for me, it's more of I'm excited to see where they go kind of thing.
Yeah.
Versus I don't know if what they released will necessarily be in my constant rotation. But I love the concept that they're going with in regards to doing that like classic, almost like Black Sabbath occult rock kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I know that's not necessarily your thing, but I love thinking about it, and it also makes me more excited seeing her in horror based roles because that makes me feel like that she's more involved, like she's
Yeah.
more like in the community versus someone who's just like getting a paycheck type of thing,
We
I love that.
we could almost do a whole podcast episode on Vera and Tayasa Farmiga.
Oh yeah, because her sister was really heavy into the
American Horror Story. Yeah.
I could do. It's funny. I could do a whole grind my gears take on American Horror Story. Listen, it's not to sound like a crybaby, but I recently, like, I don't get me wrong, I think the writing in a lot of the American Horror Story shows is fantastic. And I don't have much gripe for it. However, my biggest gripe is the way that Ryan Murphy portrays real life monsters, is what I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
And that makes it very hard for me to support his shows. And I think I don't want to get too much into it this time around, but essentially, I despise the way that he made Richard Ramirez.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that.
in the American Horror Story, they make him seem like he's some cool, Billy Idol rock star, when in real life he was a fucking pedophile that killed older women and children. He was a fucking coward and he was a pedophile, and that should not be celebrated. End of story.
My mom actually lived in like the neighborhood that one of the victims was murdered in at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that happened in the 80s. Right?
Yeah, in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
And then my grandparents lived in Chicago when John Wayne Gacy was killing people.
Oh my God. That's crazy. I heard there was I'm not sure how true it is, but I did see something recently pop up that there might be a serial killer in Texas right now.
Oh, nice.
I know. I don't know how true it is, but I thought it was kind of interesting. I'm like, I know America's take on serial killers isn't as we're not as interested in serial killers. Although that's not true. I think if the news media wanted to sensationalize a serial killer, we would be all over that. If I'm being honest with you, our generation, I think, has such a weird taste for true crime and serial killers that it would probably run through the news cycle.
Yeah.
I am going to fully, before I say this, fully acknowledge that there is a huge difference in the situation, but there is still parallels to it. I think the interest in Luigi Mangione is sort of a tell of that. And I get that he's not necessarily a guy mindlessly going around just killing a bunch of innocent people. And your take on what if he did was right or wrong, that's not for us to discuss right now, but it is a little different,
Yeah.
So, but there's still a parallels of like sensationalize someone who did commit a crime sort of thing. That's what I'm trying to get at, So
I looked it up because I was curious, and so of course we used to review movies pretty much weekly or monthly at the least on YouTube, and
we were recording. We probably released. I don't know how frequently you released them, but you could have released one every other day. We were busting out like 3 movies a night almost. It felt like
there was a point at one point where I had uploaded, when I was kind of transitioning everything from the Dread Movie Review channel over to my channel so they'd actually get views. I think there was 3 months straight of just daily uploads. Never miss a day. Something I was just specifically looking for was our review of season 10 of American Horror Story, which it looks like we only watched 2 episodes of, and then we're like, okay, that's enough for reviewing this. Or the footage is just lost.
Oh, that was double feature, right?
Yeah, that was double feature. Yeah.
I remember I remember watching that. I remember
Yeah.
not really caring much for the first half, but the second half I was slightly more interested in.
I don't.
Um,
First half kind of fell into the and in today's side topic of Jaws, or my channel's side topic of Jaws too, when
oh,
Macaulay
because of
Culkin
it
kept
being
referencing to it. Yeah,
Jaws. He kept referencing Jaws too.
yeah, specifically Jaws too.
Really, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I totally forgot about. I didn't. I was gonna say I might need to rewatch it, but I don't think I will. I don't think I will.
What, American Horror Story season 10?
If I'm gonna rewatch any American Horror Story season, it's not gonna be that one.
Yeah,
Even if Macaulay Culkin is in it. Um,
he didn't improve it enough.
no, he did not. It was cool seeing him. I love
Yeah.
seeing actors low key kind of past their prime, kind of make a resurgence. I love that that's something that our generation is doing as well, is bringing a lot of these actors back to light. I think one of my favorite ones that I keep seeing, and I don't think I have as much love for him as a lot of people do. I'm happy to see it. And I'm referring to Hayden Christensen.
Wow.
Um, I love the fact that he is getting as much praise as he honestly deserves. Um, and I mean, I definitely loved his take on Anakin. Thought it
Hmm.
was fantastic. But I mean, I think the reason why for me is because I'm not a big Star Wars person. And that's the only thing I know him from. Um, but I love that he's finally getting to see that. And it's not even just him. I think another one that I keep seeing getting a resurgence in popularity and stuff is Matthew Lillard. I keep seeing
Oh yeah,
is
he's
becoming a
everywhere.
fan favorite of people, and even to the point where I mean, I would definitely credit this resurgence that Gen Z is giving him for his role in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Hmm.
And say what you want about that film. Um, it was hit or miss for me personally. I think it could have done more. I thought it was fun, but it could have done more.
Hmm.
That's my quick essay on that film. Regardless of that, I am excited for the second one. They got me. They hooked me with their gimmick by adding Skeet to the cast.
Oh yeah.
They know what they're doing, and I'm suckered into it. I love it.
Well, it's also fun that he's on payroll for the new Scream movie too.
Matthew,
Yeah, Matthew Lillard's on payroll for
is
the new
he?
Scream movie. Yeah.
I know they were. There's been a lot of talks of if he should be dead. His character, I forgot what character's name was. There was Billy and
Yeah, Stu Macher.
Stu, Stu Macher. Um, if he was actually dead or not, and it sounds like that they might be at the very least toying with the idea of it. To be fair, with what Scream is, with it being sort of like a mocking of a parody of horror movies, I think they could pull it off either way if they decide to either full on bring him back or just tease the idea.
Yeah.
Um, just because bringing legacy characters, and they mention it in the new reboot sort of thing of like bringing legacy characters back. But doing something like this is a very classic horror movie twist, and obviously Scream can get away with kind of leaning into cliches.
Yeah.
They kind of wrote that into their shtick. So
Yeah,
we'll see how.
McKenna Grace also in the new Scream movie.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Well, I know they had issues with bringing back their main cast
Yeah.
of this new reboot because there was a lot of political things that happened. And the character who played the main sister was I think she was released. I think they just chose not to bring her back, and with that, Jenna Ortega decided not to come back in solidarity. And so I know there was a lot of um casting issues with this new movie that'll be coming out. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's either gonna make it sink or swim. It could be a great thing or it can hurt it the most.
I think the problem is like, to be fair, when it comes to these kinds of movies where it's like the requel, I think is what they call it, where it's like a reboot sequel. Um, I think it's very hard for audiences to accept the new cast. I for one I did accept the new cast for the Scream movies. I thought Jenna Ortega was great. I thought, and I feel bad for not knowing her name. The girl who played the main sister, I thought she was really good and stuff, and I liked seeing some of those characters continue on. So I think it will be a shame seeing them not be in this one.
Yeah.
I think it will be a.
They're both doing fine. Jenna Ortega's Jenna Ortega. She's doing Marvel movies now, so.
Is she really?
The other girl was in Thunderbolts.
To be fair, I really thought I really enjoy seeing Jenna Ortega almost be like really run in with the Tim Burton crowd. I think it's I know a lot of people are not fans of it. I see a lot of people gripe about seeing Jenna Ortega being in these kinds of movies, but here's my thing about my take on this. I honestly do enjoy seeing the same actors in these films.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of sort of what I was talking about with
Willem Dafoe.
No, Lorraine's actress.
Oh, Vera Farmiga.
What's her name? Yes. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think and that is someone who is coming in for a paycheck versus someone who is committed to the style and the gothic horror life, you know. And I think seeing someone who regularly takes those types of films makes me believe that they believe in that film more, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so having Jenna Ortega go through, Beetlejuice, go through Scream, go through Wednesday, even having her in You, I think absolutely boosts up her credibility as someone who is not only just is a guest star in the horror genre, but someone who is passionate and actually enjoys being in those films.
Mm-hmm.
So I love seeing her in it. I think it's I think it's fantastic. It's funny thinking of like her going from stuck in the middle to now taking on these roles.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's cool. I'm not going to dog on anyone for being in these. And obviously after you see the same people over and over again for a while, it does get old, but for the most part, I do enjoy seeing the same people come through. Willem Dafoe does fall in that category as well. Willem Dafoe has been constantly in these types of films, and he kills it. And it shows that he has an appreciation for it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So.
And I doubt he needs the money. I bet he's been pretty much set since he was in Spider-Man.
Oh my god, dude! 100%. And yeah. That's I think that's the best way to put it. Is he's been chill since Spider-Man, honestly. Yeah.
But
I want to bring this up a little bit. I don't know how much longer we'll be actually filming this part. I feel like we're kind of getting into a kind of a natural wrap up right now.
Point.
I don't really have much else to say
I don't think I really have much else to say either. I mean, we've covered Nosferatu. We got our little bunch of BS at the beginning of the video.
Yeah. Real quick, just to kind of solidify my point with Jenna Ortega, because I have her pulled up.
Yeah.
Just to kind of remind myself of her films and stuff. Her little Wikipedia overview states her career as a child actor has transitioned from Disney Channel stardom to horror films and more.
There it is.
The fact that they singled out the horror genre, says a lot, and it's approved by me. Seal of approval from this guy.
And if you guys give Jenna Ortega the seal of approval, then make sure to come back next week.
Yeah, let us know. And then maybe if you don't, tell me why.
Yeah.
Is it that you don't think that she's right for those roles? Do you think that she is a guest star and is just taking it for the pay cut? And like, what makes you feel that way?
If she's sticking around too long in the wrong house.
That's also true. Also true.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think I have anything else, at least for the podcast here.
I don't either.
All right.
We'll go ahead and it'll be bye for now, but go ahead and check out the channels, that Ben's channels, and see what we're going to be recording next.
And everyone in the description.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some reaction videos, so go search for those. It'll be fun.
They're already out.
Yeah, they're already out, but go
click on them.
Go click on them.
All right, everybody. 59 minutes. That's how long we